when you decide to forgive this person who's wronged you,
Yeah.
you're releasing your heart from bitterness.
Make peace with yourself, because this is about you. We are talking about you growing spiritually, you growing in your relationships as a person.
What did you play in the breakup of this friendship? Because
Yes.
it can't be the other person only.
Yes,
There was
that's
something
true.
that you didn't know, but it's just an opportunity for you to reflect on yourself and you
Yes,
say,
yes.
which role did I play?
Did I feel? A lot of times we give up very good friendships and very
Because
good
of
relationships
pride,
because
yeah.
of pride. You just can't see yourself saying sorry.
How?
How?
You feel like
Eh?
you shrink if Welcome to the Wellness Podcast. My name is Galena Susan and I'm with
Grace.
And today we are going to talk about friendship breakups. In the previous episode, we talked about how to nurture adult friendships. However, sometimes things do not go as we expect it to be. So what happens after it has happened? We are here to talk about how you can navigate a friendship breakup in case it happens and how you can go about it and stay on course. You're welcome. Our quote for today is, "Forgive and forget, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace." And this is inspired by Matthew chapter 6, verse 14 to 15 that talks about forgiveness. So in our friendships, as we nurture them, some things may not go well as we expect it to go. So today, Grace and I will be discussing some of the practical ways in which you can navigate these breakups in case they happen to you. Grace.
Yes. So first of all, in any kind of breakup, whether it is friendship or the other friendship in quotes, the first thing is to acknowledge that it has happened. You first of all have to acknowledge it has happened and allow yourself to grieve. Because there's a reason why you were in a friendship with this person. They were not completely bad, right?
Yeah.
So there is that pain you're going to feel. And you need to accept that, okay, yes, this friendship was good for this time, and maybe because of one reason or another, it has had to end. You need to acknowledge that, and then you need to allow yourself to feel that pain. Allow yourself. Most of the times we are told, move on, cut, move, be strong, don't show emotion, but allow yourself to grieve. It is the first step. The first step is you are acknowledging that it has happened and there is really nothing. Maybe you've done everything you possibly can do. With our previous episode, which talked about how you can nurture this friendship, maybe you have done everything
That you feel can help you keep it.
Yes, and it has failed. So now you need to accept that it has what? This is the end of the road for this friendship, and then allow yourself to grieve.
Yes.
Yeah, allow yourself to grieve.
And as you're grieving, I think it's also important to forgive the person. It says it's easier said than done. You may not forget completely what has happened, but when you decide to forgive this person who's wronged you, you're releasing your heart from bitterness.
Yes.
Because it's being angry at someone is like you drinking poison and expecting another person to die. That's obviously not going to happen. So I think it's important for you to forgive if something happens. I believe personally that there's nothing that is really so bad that cannot be forgiven. Because we do a lot of things to God as his children, but he has never left us. Every time we do something and we go back, say, God, I did this again, he will still forgive you. So I think that should also be something that we carry on, that if something has happened, just forgive that person. Not for them or because they've apologized, because in most cases some may not apologize to you and they just cut you off. You suddenly become a fake friend and they cut you off. So but in any case that you realize maybe you're not in the wrong and you've been cut off as a fake friend, I think it's important that you heal and forgive the person.
Yeah, that is very true. And the Bible also commands us to forgive. In fact, there is this quote which says, forgive to forget. Not first forget, then now you forgive. Because ideally it is you that it helps, not the other person. You're the one carrying around the pain. The other person may not even be bothered anymore about this friendship or whether they hurt you or they didn't hurt you. Yes.
For them, they actually moved on.
And they're very
But you, whenever you see them, you remember, you recap what happened, and then grief gets you. So I think just forgiveness is just one way of releasing yourself from the guilt of, maybe I think I was the one who did wrong, I think I was the one who did this,
Yes.
So it's something that you do for yourself, not for the other person.
Yeah. And then also you make peace with it. Sometimes, yes, someone can say, I've forgiven Bichi, but they will never let it go. Make peace with it. Make peace with yourself. Yes, you're carrying the grudge. I forgave, true, but in fact, if somebody talked about that person elsewhere again, say, that one, your friend, are you sure? You wait, your days are numbered. It will end in tears.
No. You have a bad experience about that particular person.
Exactly. So you should make peace with yourself, because this is about you. We are talking about you growing spiritually, you growing in your relationships as a person. How are you growing yourself? One way for you to move forward is to leave the things behind, the past, to be in the past.
Even the Bible says that behold, the old has passed and the new things are now here. That's I think Isaiah.
Yes.
And also I believe that whenever a breakup happens as friends, let's say we are friends, you as a person, it's important to acknowledge your role. What did you play in the breakup of this friendship? Because it can't be the other person only. There was something that you didn't know, but it's just an opportunity for you to reflect on yourself and you say, which role did I play in the breakup that happened? So it is just one way of being accountable to yourself, that okay, we broke up with this person, but I think I also didn't play my part.
Yes, that is very
maybe
true.
Giving a scenario whereby maybe I had a problem and I didn't inform you about it, and then now you're pissed that I didn't inform you about it. But you never, I never reached out to find out, why are you quiet? Why are you not picking my phone calls anymore? Exactly. I simply said, okay, she's quiet, let me also be quiet. So we all have a part that we played in this. So you acknowledge that you also did something or not.
Yes. Also, most of the times people think that people are breaking up because something bad happened. Sometimes maybe you didn't set boundaries. Now you got hurt because you didn't set boundaries to begin with. That is the part you played. So this person kept crossing lines one after another till you now crossed one day just and the friendship ended. So then the next friendship you're getting into, you're going to look when you've sat back with yourself, reflected and said, okay, I think how we ended up here is because I did not set boundaries. I did not tell this person that you can't call me after this time, you can't say this to me, you can't check my phone, you can't do this or this. So maybe in the next relationship, maybe that one can't be saved anymore, but maybe in the next relationship you will ensure that those gaps where you left, you are going to fill them this time around. You're going to make sure you set the boundaries and the person can get to know them. The other thing is trust in God's plan. Trust in God's plan. Sometimes there are friends we have for a specific time. There are things you get, the people who are supposed to be with us for a specific time. It's not that they are bad or what. Maybe you've outgrown them. It's a very harsh word. Maybe you've outgrown them. Maybe your values no longer align. Maybe your goals no longer align. Yes, there are people who are going to be there for a specific time. Things are not permanent.
So I think every breakup must not come with harsh words, exchanging. Exactly. At times you just outgrow and you really feel you can't connect with this person anymore on a genuine ground.
So you should trust in God's plan. Never know even this person. We have all these fake friends. I will quote fake friends, but there are those that are actually really fake friends, that this person, you may be being a true friend to them, but for them behind your back there are things that they are doing. So it could be God's plan that you have this misunderstanding, and you know what, and you separate ways to protect you, or maybe even it is to protect the other person. You could be the toxic one.
By the way, it's also something that we rarely don't think about, that maybe I was the one who was being toxic to this person. That's why I mentioned earlier that it's good to know the role you played in whatever happened, because you can't just be innocent.
You can't.
Something must have happened.
It takes two to tango.
Yeah, that's very true. And I also think about setting boundaries. There is a conversation that I was having with friends recently, and they were discussing that if we are friends with you and maybe you see my husband somewhere, are you allowed to come and tell me or not? So people are saying it depends on how open you are to the person. If I tell you me, you tell me.
Yeah.
But if I tell you don't tell me, I don't want you to spoil my marriage, I think you understand and know where to end.
Yeah, I think so. But
Because you might say, and then kumbe it's not true,
and
that
then-
it was a sister.
no, but even then, even when it is true, somebody may say maybe tomwagaliza, you don't wish them well, so now you're trying to maybe muddy their word. Also, I feel like also the way you're telling this person, you found my husband somewhere maybe with some, with a side piece, very happy, and then now we are in a gathering with other friends and you're like, hey, Susanna, do you know I found Mr. the other side? You get it's the way you're approaching it is also another way, probably. Yeah.
That's very, very true. And like adding on the previous point that I mentioned, I think every relationship or every breakup teaches us something new.
Yeah.
There is no breakup that comes and you don't learn something new. Maybe you didn't know that your friend is the other way around, but because of something that has happened, you get to know.
Yes.
So that going forward in the relationships to come, you're cautious about how to deal in case you find a person who is like that.
Yeah, I remember in high school, I think it was Form 2, I had 2 friends, and due to some changes here and there, one left. The one whom I was supposed to fall back to now, we have been 3 friends in this thing together. We even had that whole thing of eat once, starve once, So this person whom I'm supposed to fall back to, out of the blue, changes themselves. Now they don't want to be my friends. There are things that are spreading around, and I'm wondering why. Why is this coming up? And yet the whole point was that she was mostly my friend because of the other person. Now that the person is not there,
they don't feel the need to
they don't feel the need to.
connection.
So now something like that happens that I could find out.
Yeah.
Yes, and of
That
course that
truly
friendship
this
ended.
wasn't your friend.
Of course that one it ended inevitably. I think the other thing is being patient. Be patient with yourself. Breakups are difficult. We're not going to say that as soon as it is ended, now you have acknowledged it, now you're moving on, life is good. No, there are those moments where you remember you maybe go to a cafe where you went with this friend before and be like, hey,
you just remember the good things you shared with them, your little secrets.
Or
now
like
you can't know whether the secrets are being spelled somewhere.
So be patient with yourself. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. It's okay to miss the person. It's okay to feel pain that they are not in your life anymore. Be patient with yourself. Healing is a process. It's not 1 minute you're okay, you're not okay, and the next minute sure you're okay. No. Give yourself grace. Be patient with yourself. Healing is a process.
And also I think in context, if you feel that this friendship was indeed toxic, do not feel guilty to cut the person off.
That is true. That is true.
Yes,
that's very true.
I said what I said. There are some people that you obviously have to cut out of your life. I remember I had a friend of mine who was so toxic that this person wanted me to herself. If Grace is my friend, she should not be having other friends. Should only be me and you. Nobody else. So it was so toxic that I had to pray to God to release me out of it. So when the time came for me to cut it off, I did it with energy, and it really helped me because it wasn't going anywhere. So I think it's something that's hard to do, but if it's for your own peace of mind, please cut it off.
Yes, and remember, we are here for you to be the best version of yourself, and you're going to be the best version of yourself with toxic people in your life, right? Yes, you need people who are going to inspire good in you. You need people who are going to push you forward, to encourage you, not people who are going to pull you down. And in that same spirit, you should always, in situations where you're down, this of course breakups put you down, remember to redirect all that energy that you want to put in crying, that you want to put in backbiting this person, talking bad about them. Redirect all that energy into something that develops you instead. Yes, redirect that energy. Do something, maybe learn a skill, make a new friend, have a new routine that you're doing. Redirect that energy from negative to positive. Yeah,
very true.
Redirect that
And
energy.
having said that, you can cut them off in a case that you feel that whatever that you people broke up for is not really something serious.
Yeah.
I think you can consider reconciliation.
Yeah, that is very true.
Call
You can.
this person, because in most cases we assume Grace said, they told me you said. Have you asked her if indeed she said whatever they're saying she said? So I think it's also important to consider reconciliation, like go back and make things right.
Yes.
Especially if you know this person is important
Yes.
in your life, because you cannot cut off people.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah,
you
it's
can't
not
keep cutting
a
people.
cut-off game all the time, that wherever you have an issue, you cut off. Every time you have an issue, you cut off. No. Sometimes you have to fight for a friendship.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, you'll feel small that you've apologized, but it will save you a great deal at the end of the day.
Yes, and of course in the same way, when it comes to these romantic relationships, people are willing to go the extra
They
mile.
forgive over how many times?
Yeah, they're
I
willing to
don't
go the
know.
extra mile, but I don't know why when it comes to friendships, cutting is the only way to go. The year is ending, the month is ending, and the end or any beginning is for cutting. Why don't we change this trend to be
Friendships.
yes,
Yeah.
re-nurturing friendships?
Because hardly did you hear that I cut off my partner because he did something. I cut off my wife because he did this. There is that special grace that we're always extending to these people.
Yes.
So I think it can also
It can also be extended to friends.
Yeah,
Yes.
to these friends.
I had a friend, she was called Hope. I don't even remember what that disagreement was about. I really don't remember. But we had such a close friendship that we were almost like sisters. Yes. So when we had that disagreement, I didn't even know what I had done wrong. Because like 1 minute we were okay, the next day we were not talking at all. I'm like, hey, what's happening? And so I kind of tried to ignore it. I was like, let me leave it be. But people kept coming to me and saying, people have had a good friendship. Don't be proud. You go and apologize. I'm like, but I apologize for what? I don't know what I did. So they were like, no, just go and apologize. It's good. If you value something, it should be more important than pride. A lot of times we give up very good friendships and very good relationships because of pride. You just cannot see yourself saying sorry. How?
You feel like you shrink if
you said sorry.
If you said sorry, and yet it can save you a big deal at the end of the day, because if this relationship is rekindled again, this person will know
that you value
that you value the friendship. Yes. But if any slight thing, you cut off.
And then imagine
anything small, you cut off.
Imagine if it is you they keep chopping, because I'm sure that even you, there is something that you're doing to hurt somebody. It could be intentional, it could be unintentionally. But imagine if everybody was cutting people off, everybody. That means we would not have a connection. And as we said before, we need that support system. And we have to build that support system.
So someone was cracking a joke that at the beginning of the year, as the year is starting, you see quotes on WhatsApp statuses, fake friends, I'm cutting them off this year. What? Like it's become a trend that as the year starts, there are people to cut off.
Exactly.
But of course, we can choose to be different from that by making sure that we do these things. And also, maybe lastly, as we conclude, I think even with the breakups that we have, we should stay positive to new friendships.
Yes, that is very true.
Just because Grace disappointed you doesn't mean that someone else will disappoint you. Yes, so even when this has happened and there are new people coming in your life, I think everyone comes with a different experience.
Yes, that is so true. And those can be a new source of support for you. Those can be a new source of support for you to help you. Because as we said, it's a process, it's a journey. Healing is a process, it's not something that happens over time.
That's true.
Yeah, those can be a source of support to help you gather you back to your normal self and build trust again, have faith in people again, so that you do not end up as, I don't know if you have heard of those people who say, I cannot trust people. But you're a person.
So that means we shouldn't trust you in the first place.
Exactly, because you don't want to trust.
No, even you're a human being.
Exactly.
Having discussed the navigations of breakups, you've understood that things do happen. But if in case it happens and you've tried all this and things are not working out, please let go of that friendship and you'll be okay. Thank you for tuning in to the Wellness Podcast. Remember, this is not a destination but a journey, and we are committed to moving with you as you embark on it. In case you haven't subscribed, please do so. Ask your friend to do the same, and until next time, we will see you in the next episode.
Thank you for watching the Wellness Podcast. I hope you were blessed. Let us know in the comment section where you are watching from, your views, and what you would like us to talk about next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.